The waves crash hard against the shore, a tale of sorrow forevermore. A shipwrecked heart beneath the tide, lost to the depths where secrets hide. Oh, the siren's call, it haunts my dreams, echoes through the dark like shattered beams. Her voice, it lures, yet leaves me torn, adrift in waters where love is mourn. The lantern's glow, it fades away, a ghostly mist consumes the bay. Her melody, a mournful cry, a sailor's fate.
Rewritten right now, right? So I think I mean that level of depth, can we bring that somewhere else, right? I just think about it again
I think
in
we
that
can,
way.
and I think we should start around the Sea of Fallen Stars.
See, in some ways, you guys know I'm a history fan. I'm big on all that stuff. Eric's footnotes are longer than my histories that I've published in the realm.
He learned that
terrifies
honestly.
me.
I do like footnotes. That's Volo's guide. That was introduced in the Volo's guide.
Well, yeah, but no, his
Yeah.
footnotes are
No.
just pointing out where
Once that
found
was
this
introduced
random
in the
thread.
Volo's guides, I mean, we were all fans. We were all immediately footnoting
Yeah.
everywhere after that. Yeah.
But it's like
Well-
see, Eric's footnotes are basically he writes the book and he writes another book of footnotes and tells you where to slip it in.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, in some ways, I would love the opportunity or the ability to write like have you guys all read Jonathan Strange and Mr. Norrell?
Yeah.
Oh, love them. Love them.
Yeah.
Did you read her latest
this-
book? It depressed me to no end. Piranesi or
Piranesi- yeah, that was
Oh,
a sad
it almost
book.
killed me. It almost
Okay,
killed me.
okay,
But-
okay. Now, that was a drawer novel. She is still blocked. Okay.
Yeah.
Really?
Yes.
She's got 3 because I've got
Yeah.
the collection of short stories, which was
The Ladies of Grace
fun.
and You. Yeah.
Yeah.
Did you mean she's still writer's block, right?
Yeah.
Like
She's still writer's blocked. That
how many years later? 20 years later?
yeah, exactly.
Wow.
Yeah. Oh, I remember all that vividly. No, that was a drawer novel. She finally knocked it up enough. I hate to say it that way, but I mean that's what it's called, a knock-up novel. She knocked it up enough that they could put it out.
It was
In
gorgeous
Yeah. But
and terrible all at the same time.
yeah.
Well, the only reason I brought it up is I actually fell in love with the story that was in the footnotes more than the main story on the
Yes, of
page.
course. That's what always happens.
Because there
Yeah.
were like 15 stories going on in the footnotes that I wanted to know more about that I still haven't gotten to. But, it's kind of like John Crowley's Little Big.
Yes.
There
yeah.
is a world in that novel that has
Yep.
been unexplored.
Agreed.
And it's
But to drag it back to the realms, I think
Yeah.
you guys should. Nobody can take from you. Nobody can say, "Oh, you got to check this and you got to do that." All you have to check with is Eric.
Yeah.
That's
right.
it.
okay.
The Great Rift, Brendan or whatever, how that layers down into the Underdark is also very
Mhm.
interesting. So,
Oh, that's covered in
Well-
Dwarves Deep. Thank you.
yes, yeah,
Well,
Dwarves Deep,
but-
FR11. I have that on my
Yeah.
shelf. That's always out.
I
Yeah,
have 2 of them.
FR11 rocks. It still is relevant, but yeah, all the stuff that's happened since, it gives us an excuse to go back and add to that. I mean, honestly, if I didn't have to worry about the day-to-day, I would seriously sit down and just take the text I have from Lands of Intrigue and then add 125
Yeah.
years to it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But
Yeah.
I don't have that luxury, but I would love to do that.
Stephen, did you write the history of Xanatar and the throne, Wormskull throne and all that from the Underdark?
I have notes, and
It got written. Maybe it was Eric in Dristorden's guide, or I thought there
It
was
may
maybe
have-
something in Lands of Trigue or Empire of the Sands around the Dwarven Kingdom underneath it.
I did some of that. I think George has probably done more with it than I did. I think I just had some dates and some rough ideas, so I knew where the people were when, and George and Eric have kind of built that into a figuring out where each of the racial migrations happened from X to, if only to explain how all certain monstrous races ended up in the Savage North.
Yeah, it is Indris Jordan's Guide to the Underdark, the whole history of
Yeah.
Xanatar. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. So, I mean, I in some ways I'm embarrassed by some of the plot holes I didn't realize I was leaving, and I would love to go back and play with the Crown Wars and stuff like that.
You did a
But
wonderful job of those in the
I see, all I see
I
are
might have led you down a dark path because I was we talked a lot at the time you wrote those in the 95, 96 time, like
yeah.
1995, 96.
Hmm.
But there were two books, right? There was obviously
There's Corman Theory, Empire of Elves. That was the bulk of the
and then
Elven
there was
history
the
in the past, and then Fall of Myth Draenor, which
Fall of Myth Draenor.
honestly, that's 64 pages. I could have easily turned into 300 if I were allowed more than a page per war, per
Yeah.
battle. I mean, there are so many stories buried under asides in that thing. I could easily expand that out. Like,
Why can't you do that now? Just
well,
put it
when
out as an
I
expansion.
can't remember who I was talking with about this earlier today, but the whole two seasons of Andor and Rogue One
Yeah.
are built from two sentences in the first Star Wars movie saying, "We have the plans for the Death Star. Many Bothans died to get us this information." And it's more or less that from that they built, here's the birth of the rebellion and how we got the stuff so we could destroy the Death Star.
Right.
It's like I would kill to do that level of storytelling off of the few sentences I buried on, a 10,000-year gap in Elven history. Oops.
Yeah.
Well, why
I
can't you go ahead and do that though?
Okay, sorry. My computer is trying to time limit me on Zoom here.
Oh.
Oh,
Parental
shouldn't.
controls?
It
Parental
shouldn't.
controls. Do you have
I've reached my limit on Zoom, and
you have
it
a
won't.
governor
Oh,
on
there we go. Sorry about that.
there?
So I have no, I mean, I'm not saying I'm at anywhere at that level of, because I still haven't watched either season of Andor, but Rogue One was pretty great. And I'm
Okay,
hearing,
what's more important, Stephen? Is it watching Andor or writing Realms lore?
Watching Andor.
Oh,
No,
shut
sorry.
well, neither makes me money.
Oh,
I
Grant,
was just
Put your hand up, Grant, and then do this. Put
I
your
was
face
just smacking the crowd here, but
No, put your face in there. What are you doing?
I have no response to that. There we go. I will
Meaning-
borrow the line from Meg Ryan in Joe versus the Volcano. I have no response to that.
I have no response to that. That's right.
but going back to Cormanthe there, Empire of the Elves, that was you did a real telling of the Crown Wars
Yeah,
there.
you did.
You really did.
hmm
All the coronels. I am probably pronouncing the words
Yeah.
wrong, like Joachim, but the but you did a ton of history there.
One does not simply walk into Mordor.
One glides on the glitter.
But one does walking into
Ah.
Be torn adrift in waters where love is more. The ocean whispers secrets deep of those who sail but never sleep. Her song, it chills yet pulls me near, a melody I can't unhear.
Like